Gareth, this is it. In the famous words of Michael Joseph Jackson, this is it. Got to get the dub. Because when you're looking at the squad, some big omissions, but when you're looking at the squad and you look at the field, got to bring back home that trophy, bro. Got to bring back home that trophy, bro. You have to get Harry Kane, take him to Aim Lab, take him to the Gid Lab. I think it's somewhere in Chad. Go to Chad. It's a local laboratory of the greatest scientists and inject Kane with the Gid gene. Get that Gid gene so Kane can actually show up in a big game, something like he doesn't really know how to freaking do. But you got to get it done. Because you're looking at the squad and looking at the talents Southgate has at his disposal, and you're looking at the field, the opposition. You got to get that Dubinsky. So let's check that out. So this is a provisional squad. So really what we're going to do is try to eliminate the guys who we think are probably not going to make that cut. So we've got Dean Henderson, Pickford, Ramsdale, Trafford. Where's Pope? Is Pope injured? Well, I mean, what happened to your boy Pope? I thought your boy Pope would actually make this though. So interesting. So no Pope. Pickford obviously is going to be the starter. So it's probably going to be. I mean, Ramsdale has hardly played enough. So he'll take Pickford, he'll take Henderson. So it might be a fight between Ramsdale and Trafford. You're not taking 4 keepers. At most, you're taking 3. I think to be on the safe side, you take 3 keepers. Sometimes I say take 2, but you could be in a situation where 2 of your keepers gets messed up, and now you have to get it. So it would be key. I'd take to be in safe, you take 3 keepers. So it might be between Ramsdale and Trafford who gets taken out. It might be defenders. So Brathwaite, Dunk, Gomez, Gehi, Konsa, Jerry Maguire, Kwanzaa, Luke Shaw, Stones, Trippier, Walker. Dunk might miss out. Because remember, he made that huge mistake against Belgium. Gomez, touch and go. I think it might be between Dunk and Gomez fighting for that, because Maguire is definitely going. Shaw definitely is going. Walker for sure is going. Trippier is definitely going. Stones is definitely going. So the ones in question, I think, are Dunk, Gomez, maybe Kwanzaa, maybe. I think Kwanzaa's going. You know, I think Southgate trusts him as a good backup to defender. So I think Kwanzaa and Dunk may be fighting for that spot. I think Gehi is probably going to go. So midfielders, Trent, Conor Gallagher, Curtis Jones, Kobe Mainoo, Declan Rice, Adam Wharton. Wow, all right. Shout out to your boy Adam. So Mainoo, Rice for sure. No, see, Mainoo, Rice, Trent for sure. And guys, what do you find interesting? Trent is under midfielder. That's interesting. So I feel that Rice and Mainoo for sure. I would want to believe Trent's definitely for sure. So I think it's going to be a fight between Watson, Jones, and Gallagher. Knowing Southgate and how he admires Hendo's not here, and just he admires guys that are like a workhorse, Conor Gallagher might be his Hendo. Just getting there just to walk, run around, be fit, basically cardio tax. So he might take Conor G for cardio tax just to run around and just be fit and just run. He's just going to be there to run. You're not here to play football. You're just there to run. So might be his runner. So Curtis Jones or Adam Wharton may miss out. Those two may miss out. Now this is where it gets real. Look at all those forwards: Bellingham, Bowen, Eze, Foden, Gordon, Grealish, Kane, Maddison, Palmer, Saka, Tony, and Watkins. No Sterling, no Rashford. So the big thing here is Sterling, 2024 Sterling irrelevant, is Rashford. That's a big call. I'm not a Rashford fan. I think he's overrated. I don't think he's that good. But I'm thinking squad. Personally, I don't start Rashford. I bring him into my squad because the whole point of his squad is based on the kind of game you're in. Extra time, quarterfinal against a Spain or an Italy. Guys are tired. I want to bring in speed. Because as a manager, I don't want to go to penalties. I want to win the game outright. Penalties is too much of a gamble. Specifically, if you're England, you don't want to go to penalties. So Rashford, because of his speed and how direct he is, that is a great guy to bring off the bench in an extra time when the opposition is tired. So the impact I think Rashford can bring against tired legs, I think, is greater than what a Grealish could bring, or even a Gordon. So I don't see Sterling. I agree. No, heck no. Sterling in 2024. No, I get that Sterling was his best player at the Euros. That was years ago. That was back in freaking 2021. In 2024, Sterling is not relevant. The guy is chilling out in the Brick Academy, bro. But I'll take this. So looking at this, Watkins misses out. Bowen misses out. Gordon is touch and go, but he might just squeeze through. If I'm Southgate, I take Tony. I know Watkins has had a very good season, and I know they did better, but between Watkins and Tony, specifically in those games that they played, because see, what you want to do, see, this is all about tactics here. I'm not sure whether, because I know Watkins is good and he brings in something different from Kane, but I feel for what Southgate does and how he plays, I think Tony would be much more effective. Remember, Watkins is playing under Emery in an Aston Villa team that's played very differently to how Southgate plays. So thinking pragmatism, you want to go for a more old school throwback striker. Tony is a more old school throwback striker. Watkins is a much more modern striker that works well for Villa. So I think that for the England setup and for Southgate's tactics, I would probably go for your boy Tony. So Saka is definitely going. Kane obviously is going. Bellingham obviously is going. Foden obviously is going. Grealish is an interesting one. He's not really had that great a season. He's not really featured that much. But you're looking at that left side. If you're looking at that left side, so what I think, it might be a battle between Grealish and Gordon. I mean, can he take both? I don't know whether he can take both. Because obviously the right side, that's obviously Saka, potentially Foden, unless you try and put Foden in the central midfield. So in the number 10. So, but looking at this, I think if England rock up with Pickford in goal, you have Walker, you have Stones, Maguire, Trippier, probably, or Shaw. You roll with a Rice and Mainu, and you have you see, it's that left side that England have issues because you have Bellingham in the number 10, you have Saka on the right, and maybe you take a gamble with Grealish, because I think between Grealish and Gordon, I'd roll with Grealish. Grealish is just the better footballer. He's not shown it for City that much, but if I had to choose between Grealish and Gordon, I'm choosing Grealish. And then you have your striker in there as Kane. You see, now I'm thinking about it though, is that between Watkins and Tony, who do you take? Because the arguments for Watkins is he's a very different striker from Harry Kane. So, and the whole point of a squad is you want guys on the bench who offer something different, because you want, so the guys you bring off the bench, it's a plan B. So, okay, plan A is not working. You guys, you're very different in your characteristics. Give me a plan B, give me an alternative here. But I just think Tony works better. Personally, I just think Tony just works better in this whole setup. But look here, so guys, I'm not sure, who do you think makes it? Who do you think doesn't make it? And sure, of taking Rashford. For me, I take Rashford. Because you don't want a situation where England, you're in an extra time game in which you could win, and what guys are saying that, man, if only Rashford was here. Because again, Rashford shouldn't be necessarily a starter. But if, let's say, you start Grealish and Grealish isn't, that's where I messed up. So let's say you take a Grealish. Rashford is totally different from Grealish. So there are games in which Grealish can be effective. but the other games where Rashford can be effective, because Grealish, he's much more technical, much more of a dribbler, takes his time in how he wants to beat his man, and sort of like very carefully, methodically tries to create situations. For Rashford, he's quicker, a lot more direct, and he goes much more in a straight line. So you have two different situations. So again, if you're playing a team that gives you space, where the counter is on, Rashford is great. If you're playing a team that now sits back and now have to now break them down, Grealish now works better. So that's the thing, because again, because you can say, okay, Gordon is a similar, but as much as Gordon is similar in the kind of player ID that Rashford is, Rashford, I just feel, has more skill. Gordon is cool, but let's be, Gordon is, he's PNP. He's a damn good PNP, but he's ultimately PNP. Rashford is PNP, but compared to Gordon, there's a bit more skill and craftiness with PNP than Gordon is. So, guys, I'm not sure thing is, is this the squad to win the Euros? Is this the squad that finally brings it home for those England dudes, man? We'll see. Well, guys, like the vid, hit subscribe, head over there to the websites, and check out those other vids. Peace out.